Do your beats sound more like a computer made them than a real person? That's a common problem for producers working entirely in the digital world. Today we'll explore how saturation recreates the warmth of vintage gear, helping your lo-fi tracks feel richer, more organic, and more emotionally engaging.
You're listening to the Lofi Music Academy podcast, your go-to space for all things lo-fi. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of lo-fi music production.
Hi, and welcome to the Lofi Music Academy podcast. I'm Spencer J, your guide through the chilled out, atmospheric world of lo-fi beats. Have you ever finished a lo-fi beat and thought, why does this sound so sterile? The drums are clean, the mix is balanced, and the instruments are clear, and yet somehow the track feels cold, almost like everything is technically correct, but emotionally disconnected. If you've experienced that before, then you're not alone. One of the biggest surprises for new producers is discovering that a perfectly clean mix isn't always a good thing. In fact, many of the lo-fi tracks we love are intentionally imperfect. They're warm, they're textured, they're slightly rough around the edges. And one of the biggest reasons for that is saturation. Today we're exploring one of the most powerful tools for adding warmth, character and personality to your music. Because sometimes the thing your beat is missing isn't another instrument. It's a little bit of imperfection. Okay, let's get into it. When producers first hear the word saturation, they often imagine distortion. And while saturation and distortion are related, they're not exactly the same thing. Think of saturation as gentle coloration. It's what happens when audio passes through analog equipment like tape machines, tube circuits, or vintage hardware. These devices subtly reshape the sound. They add harmonics, they add character, and they add warmth. And the interesting thing is that our ears often prefer these imperfections. Purely digital audio can sometimes feel extremely precise, almost too precise. Saturation helps soften that feeling. It introduces tiny amounts of complexity that make sounds feel richer and more natural. Instead of hearing a perfectly clean signal, your ears hear something with texture, something with personality, and that's what saturation is used for on countless professional productions and not just lo-fi music. One mistake many producers make is assuming that cleaner automatically means more professional, but professional doesn't necessarily mean clinical. Think about vintage records, old cassette tapes, classic jazz records, soul records from the 70s. Many of those recordings contain imperfections, tape coloration, circuit noise, harmonic distortion, and yet they're often described as warm, rich and timeless. That's because our brains don't just respond to clarity, they respond to character. In lo-fi music especially, warmth often matters more than perfection. A perfectly clean piano sound might sound impressive, but a slightly saturated piano often feels more emotional, more human and more nostalgic. This is one of the reasons saturation is so important. It helps bridge the gap between technical quality and emotional connection, because listeners rarely remember how clean a track was. They remember how it made them feel. Just like different reverbs create different atmospheres, different saturators create different flavours of warmth. Tape saturation is often smooth and rounded. It softens harsh edges and adds subtle vintage feel. Tube saturation tends to sound warm and musical. Many producers use it to add richness to melodies, chords and instruments. Then there's transistor style saturation, which can sound a little more aggressive and energetic. Each type creates a slightly different emotional response. And that's why saturation shouldn't be treated as a one-size-fits-all effect. Instead of asking which saturation plugin should I use, try asking what kind of character does this sound need. Maybe piano needs warmth, maybe your drums need punch, and maybe your bass needs thickness. Different types of saturation can help achieve different goals. And the more you experiment, the more you'll develop a feel for which type works best in different situations. One of the most common mistakes producers make with saturation is adding too much. The funny thing about saturation is that it's often most effective when it's subtle. A small amount can make a sound feel fuller. A large amount can completely change the sound. Sometimes that's useful, but often it's not. Many producers keep increasing the saturation because they enjoy hearing the effect. Then suddenly the sound loses clarity, the highs become harsh, the low end becomes muddy, and the original character disappears. This is why bypassing the plugin regularly is important. Turn it on, turn it off, and ask yourself, does this actually sound better? Or does it simply sound different? That's a powerful question, because the goal isn't to hear saturation, the goal is to feel its impact. When saturation is working well, listeners usually don't notice the effect itself. They simply notice that music feels warmer, richer, and more alive. One of the best ways to use saturation is to think emotionally instead of technically. Ask yourself, what is this sound missing? Does it feel cold? Does it feel thin? Does it feel sterile? If so, a little saturation might help. And this applies to more than just individual sounds. You can use subtle saturation on groups of instruments, on drum buses, on melody buses, even on the entire mix in small amounts. The goal is not to make everything distorted. The goal is to create cohesion, to make separate sounds feel like they belong together. This is one reason vintage recordings often feel so unified. Many sounds passed through the same analogue equipment, they shared the same coloration, and that subtle common character helped glue everything together. Saturation can help create a similar feeling inside modern productions, not by making things louder, but by making them feel connected. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this episode, it's this: clean isn't always better. Sometimes what your music needs is character. Saturation adds warmth, it adds texture, it adds personality. And most importantly, it helps transform technically correct sounds into emotionally engaging sounds. So next time your beat feels cold or sterile, don't immediately start searching for new samples. Ask yourself, what if this sound doesn't need replacing? What if it just needs a little warmth? Because often the difference between a beat that sounds good and a beat that feels good isn't perfection, it's character. And in the next episode, we're going even deeper into saturation by exploring creative ways to use it to create vintage lo-fi personality, nostalgic textures, and the kind of warmth that instantly makes a track feel timeless. Because saturation isn't just about sound, it's about emotion. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with fellow music producers who might find it useful. Until next time, keep creating, stay inspired, and remember, it's all about the vibe. Take care and see you in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Lo-Fi Music Academy podcast. If you're ready to start making lo-fi music and want to go even deeper, grab your free guide. Discover the 6 essential steps to create a release-ready lo-fi track from scratch. Whether you're using budget gear in your bedroom or a small home studio, this guide will help you get that polished, dreamy lo-fi sound you're after. Just go to www.lofimusicacademy.com. Until next time, keep creating those laid-back vibes, and don't forget to subscribe for more lo-fi tips and tricks.